Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the pre-match press conference. We have head coach Matt Pilkington ahead of our match against Inter Miami 2. We'll get started with Scott Churson.
Hey, Coach. Thanks as always for the time. Appreciate it. Talk a little bit about the match tomorrow. With Miami, they're struggling a little bit on the goal differential, but they're a stronger team at home. So give me your thoughts if you don't mind. Thanks.
Yeah, the score lines don't often reflect the performances, so we can't underestimate them. They're obviously, like most of the teams, they're different when they play at home. Obviously traveling is harder for the team to have to travel in this league, so every home game is a challenge for us and maybe a slight advantage, but that equals the league out in parity that way and changes the environment. So we relish that. We're looking forward to the trip. We're not going to underestimate the opponent. We have to be motivated, as I know they will be, and so we just have to prepare the same way and look forward to the challenge and the experience that we'll get from the game.
Drew?
Coach, I'm curious, last week it was a 0-0 first 45 minutes. There weren't many chances against Chicago, really, on either end. You guys had the better chance in the first half, but what was said at halftime? What changed in your mind in the second 45 minutes? It looked like a different game.
Yeah, it was a different game. My first half, I actually wasn't very happy. We weren't happy with how we played. It was too transitional, too many turnovers. I don't know whether the heat played a factor, but our positioning wasn't great. Our spacing wasn't that effective, and we were running too much, trying to do too much. So we calmed them down at halftime. We talked more tactically about where to be. We did some slight adjustments in our build-up. And then as a result, we got more control of the ball and more control of the game. And then the result from then on was that we had more chances created and more possession. So we made changes. The players, took it on. They adapted as they always do. They're very open to feedback, very open to slight adjustments. And the second half was a lot different. And that helped us then to progress and score more goals.
Michael and Drew?
Coach, thanks for your time. I guess I'll stay on the conversation about last week versus Chicago. You mentioned some of the adjustments. One of the things that I saw in that first half and probably the very beginning of the second half was it felt like the two holding midfielders you had, Elias and Hack, did a great job controlling the ball. It felt like I believe the third midfielder was Beer in that lineup formation. It felt like he really didn't have a lot of midfield responsibility and pushed forward. Do you think that in my opinion, that didn't help the attack because it kind of congested that front line and limited the movement? Was that something you saw?
Yeah, well, we actually wanted Piero to start higher. And as a result, whilst we were very more organized defensively and we protected a lot better, we prevented a lot of passes into Jack because sometimes we were blocking passing lanes, blocking the spaces, and then also the 9 often was coming into Jack's space, and so Jack then had to move into different areas, and so it was a little disconnected, to be honest. And we fixed that a little bit at halftime, and as a result, it was a lot different. And the players are still getting used to playing together. They've only been together for a few weeks, from those players. Whilst we're 9 games in, it takes a little bit of time. Jack hasn't played as much recently because he's been recovering from a slight injury. So, his rhythm and tempo is a little bit off, early on. But he's a really smart player, really effective player. So he understood the changes very well, and then found better spaces, and as a result, impacted the game more.
Drew?
Coach, Nico's played every single minute for you guys. Maybe what you or many of us kind of expected to see him play a bunch. How has he grown since the season has started in his game?
Yeah, he gets better each week. He's massive for us, not just on the ball, and everyone recognizes he has a lot of quality on the ball in our build-up. He's also a really good defender. He's developed his ability to defend deep, to cover areas, to cover and connect more with the other centre back. And I think proactively he's become a lot better in those regards. So he's learning each game. From the first few games when we're a little bit more open and we're conceding more chances, he's learned to protect more space and organize better. And he gets better each week. And I think he's doing really well as a leader. is consistent in every training, in every game, and we're really happy with his current form, and still pushing on, and believe he has a big future in the game.
Final one, Scott.
Hey, Coach. Yeah, one more about the match tomorrow. The last time you faced Miami, it pretty much could not have gone better than you could have asked for. Does that change the mentality going into a match like this? Do you find yourself as a player salivating a little bit more, or was the last game just non-existent? Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, we watched video today of the last time we played them. We watched video of their last game, and a big message for us is that we can't underestimate anyone, and we can't be complacent, because if that happened to us, we would be, very motivated, and I think they will be. So sometimes it doesn't always go your way if you run up the scoreline, and at times we were very effective in our moments and finished our chances, and it doesn't always happen like that. So we have to be ready. It'll be a different environment. We get to play in grass. We're in Florida heat, humidity, and dealing with all those, as well as the travel, smaller squad on the road, and having to adapt to the conditions. So yeah, it'll be again another good experience, and we'll never underestimate our opponent. We'll do as much as we can to do our homework and prepare for each game.
Great. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.